Dr. Zelthor's chitinous plates rattled with barely suppressed terror as the creature before him released another guttural snarl. Its crystalline fangs, each longer than his primary manipulator, dripped with bioluminescent venom that hissed against the medical bay floor. The Zatorian had treated countless species across 17 sectors, but nothing had prepared him for a cornered Krevnath Alpha. "Step back, Doctor," Lieutenant Marcus Chen said, his voice carrying that peculiar human quality Zelthor had learned to recognize. Absolute calm in the face of certain death. The human moved forward instead, positioning himself between the veterinarian and 300 kilograms of apex predator. The Krevnath's 6 eyes tracked the movement, its segmented tail coiling like a plasma whip ready to strike. According to every database in the Galactic Concordance, Krevnaths were classified as hostile megafauna, responsible for the extinction of 2 sentient species before their homeworld was quarantined. Human Chen protocols demand immediate sedation via pulse cannon, Zelthor managed, his translator barely compensating for his panic-induced frequency shifts. "That creature will tear through both of us in 2.3 seconds. Marcus didn't look back. He simply raised one hand, palm forward, and took another step toward the nightmare incarnate. "It's just scared." The statement was so absurd that Zelthor's secondary brain momentarily stopped processing. Scared? The animal before them was fear itself given flesh and chitin. It had already destroyed 2 containment fields and injured 4 security personnel during transport. Its species had evolved in a hellscape where magma flows replaced rivers, and electrical storms were considered mild weather. Yet Marcus continued his approach, speaking in those strange, soothing tones humans used. "Easy there, big guy. Nobody's going to hurt you. I know everything's strange and scary right now." The Krevnath lunged. Zelthor's survival instincts kicked in, freezing him in place, the worst possible response according to his training. But his body refused to comply with his terrified mind. He watched helplessly as razor-sharp appendages swept toward the fragile human, expecting to witness another death on his medical bay floor. Marcus dropped to one knee. The movement was so unexpected, so contrary to every combat protocol, that even the Krevnath seemed confused. Its strike passed over the human's head, missing by centimeters. Instead of pressing the attack, the creature reared back, tail thrashing against the reinforced walls. "That's right," Marcus continued, his voice never wavering. "You're not trying to hurt anyone. You're just terrified out of your mind, aren't you?" Slowly, impossibly, the human extended his hand toward the creature. Zelthor wanted to scream, to activate the emergency barriers, to do anything except watch this mad primate court certain death. But something in Marcus's posture and the deliberate nature of his movements kept the doctor silent. The Krevnath's head lowered, bringing those venomous fangs within striking distance of Marcus's exposed flesh. Its breathing, a sound like tectonic plates grinding, began to slow. One of its middle eyes focused on the human's outstretched hand. "Your ship crashed, didn't it?" Marcus said softly. 3 days alone in the cargo hold, no food, surrounded by strange smells and sounds. Every instinct telling you that you're in danger, that you need to fight to survive. Zelthor's medical scanner indicated that the Krevnath's stress pheromones were indeed consistent with extreme fear, rather than predatory aggression. How had the human known? The chemical signatures were nearly identical to his species' instruments. Marcus moved closer, now within easy killing range. "I had a dog once. German Shepherd. Rescued him from a bad situation. First week, he'd growl and snap at everything. Couldn't touch him without getting bitten. Everyone said to give up, that he was too aggressive, too dangerous." The Krevnath's tail had stopped thrashing. Its respiration continued to normalize. "But he wasn't aggressive," Marcus continued, his hand now hovering just above the creature's main sensory ridge. "He was terrified. And you know what? After enough patience, enough understanding, that dog became the gentlest soul I ever knew. Slept at the foot of my bed for 13 years. Zelthor watched in stunned silence as Marcus's hand made contact with the Krevnath's armored hide. The creature flinched but didn't attack. Instead, it released a low, almost mournful sound, nothing like its earlier roars. "There you go," the human whispered. "Nobody's going to hurt you here. We're just trying to help." Over the next several minutes, Marcus gradually calmed the creature through nothing more than gentle touches and patient words. He examined its injuries, several fractures from the crash, radiation burns, and signs of severe dehydration, all while maintaining that impossibly soothing demeanor. Dr. Zelthor, Marcus finally said, still stroking the now docile Krevnath. I think our patient is ready for treatment now. The Zatorian approached on unsteady limbs, his professional training warring with his instinctive terror. But as he began his examination, the Krevnath remained calm, occasionally glancing at Marcus as if seeking reassurance. How did you know? Zelthor asked, while applying regenerative gel to a particularly nasty wound. Every indication suggested imminent attack. Marcus smiled, that peculiar human expression that showed teeth yet somehow conveyed warmth rather than threat. Where I come from, we have a saying, all behavior is communication. That creature wasn't trying to kill us. It was trying to tell us it was scared and in pain. Sometimes the most dangerous-looking aggression is just fear wearing armor. Zelthor processed this information, adding it to his growing file on human psychology. Their homeworld, Earth, was classified as a death world, filled with apex predators and environmental hazards that would kill most galactic species within hours. Yet somehow, instead of becoming cold and paranoid, humans had developed an almost supernatural ability to recognize fear and pain in others. Perhaps that was their true evolutionary advantage. Not their endurance, not their adaptability, but their capacity to see past the teeth and claws to the frightened creature beneath. As Zelthor completed his treatment and the sedated Krevnath finally rested peacefully, he made a note in his medical log. Human consultation recommended for all future cases involving aggressive megafauna. Their species possesses intuitive understanding of predator psychology that exceeds our technological analysis. Marcus, meanwhile, simply pulled up a chair beside the sleeping creature, keeping watch like he'd promised, just as he had for a frightened dog many years ago on a distant death world called Earth.